Hello everyone. So today we are here another one fresh interview of a mock interview, fresh mock interview. We have one good candidate with us named Pratik. So I hope you all like this session and it will be a fruitful for all of you, those who are going to watch this video for the same. Okay. Pratik, we can start with your interview. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. So as you know, my name is Pratik, and I have a 2+ years experience as a manual tester. And in my
Mm-hmm.
past 2 years, I work on two domain project, which is investment banking, and second is e-commerce. And talking
Mm-hmm.
about my roles and responsibility, I am majorly involved in all the testing activities, and I am responsible for the creating the test cases and execute during the regression testing and the feature testing. And
Okay.
apart from that, I am also part of the daily stand-up meeting, sprint review meeting, and sprint retrospective meeting. And I have
Okay.
also knowledge about the writing the SQL queries, like basic knowledge, and writing the test cases. And in our
Okay.
organization, we follow the 3 weeks of sprint. So this is all about it.
Okay. Okay. So as you have mentioned, like you have been working with an agile, like right. So can you brief me how in your organization the agile process has been conducted? Can you please tell me that?
Okay, conducted means like how process
How
we
the
are
agile
following,
process you
like
have
that.
implemented? How agile process you have implemented throughout your project in your organization? Like right.
Okay, so as I'm already tell, we follow the 3 weeks of sprint, and we have a 12 members of team bandwidth, and in that we have a 9 developer, 2 testers, and one team manager, and one is a BA, and uh, and we use the Jira as a bug tracking tool or the project
Okay.
management tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What other than that? What should I tell? Uh, like
Whatsoever. Yeah. But means brief what we can say like brief end-to-end process in your company, how you are following the agile, like how you get the user story and all, who is
okay.
prioritizing the work likewise.
Okay. So we have a BA. We collect all the requirement from the client, and
Okay.
they prepare all the documents like BRS,
Uh-huh.
something like that. After
Okay.
that, our Scrum Master will discuss all that user stories, and they finalize the user stories. And
Okay.
after that, they assign in the Jira to our team. And
Okay.
after that, we conduct the meetings like sprint planning meeting. And in that meeting, already all that things are they already discussed, but they just explain to all that team what is the requirement we are going to develop in that current sprint. And we also ask the what if have any doubts or any organized issue. Okay. And then we can after receiving the task in the Jira, we uh,
Mm-hmm.
we can say we understand the requirement. Okay, after that we create the detailed test cases, and after reviewing the test cases from our senior, we execute the test cases. Okay.
Okay.
And okay, and complete
Yeah.
all the test cases, we
Okay.
uh,
Okay,
sign
it's
off the.
fine. So can you please tell me what tool you are using for writing the test cases,
We
or
write the,
or where
in,
you are writing the test cases?
in Excel sheet we write the test
In
cases.
Okay, in Excel sheet only you are writing the test cases, like right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question to you is like, how do you prioritize your testing when there are the limited resources? Let's assume in your team there are some two testers are working, two or three testers are working. You can consider two, right?
Okay.
But due to some XYZ reason, your one tester is go on the leave, like right. So all the work has to be delivered within time, and you are only the responsible person who is there to take care of all the things, like right. Within limited resource, how you can prioritize your work? Can you please explain me that?
Okay, so in that case, we can say we prioritize the test cases in such a manner that we can cover the maximum functionality. Okay, it means we can try to cover the maximum scenario,
Okay.
and yeah, and so this is things we that I can do, that we prioritize the test cases in such a manner that we can uh, cover the maximum functionality. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So in this way, we usually used to focus on three parameters, 3 to 4 parameters, such as risk analysis. What is the exact critical business features for the same? And you have to consider the time on which specific time you have to cover all the particular specific scenarios for the same. Like right. And also how you have to be focused on how exact maximum coverage should be there for any particular functionality of the application, right? So these are some of the parameters which we have to focus for the same, like right. So my next question to you is like, how do you test for the usability and user experience?
usability.
Usability and the user experience.
Okay. In usability, we can cover. There is some techniques that we can use to verify the user interface, like how UI or looks is according to the requirement, and also check the
Mm-hmm.
spelling or the padding or the spacing and the alignment of the words are correctly or not, and also
Okay.
verify there is a no broken image are there. Also check the resolution get correctly fit on that screen size. So all that the UI related things we test like that.
Okay. So as you have tell me, like you also consider the padding, something on UI, you consider the padding. So please tell me how you consider that the development which is done on the based on the padding, means whatsoever developer has used that specific padding, that might be 2x, 3x, 4x for the same. How that particular padding is perfect, from which you are considering ki this padding which they have used in the application which is same. Can you please tell me that?
Uh, in the sprint backlog document, we reserve also the snapshot of the module, which
Okay.
how
What
it
what
look how it
Okay,
looks like.
okay, what that specific entity is called as? That is my question. You are saying that is right. In sprint backlog,
Yeah.
there is one Jira ticket is there, or the Jira user story is there. Within that user story, there are some screenshots, or screenshots are there. Whatsoever we are going to be developed, or the snapshot, what we can say, like right. But what that specific entity is called as? That is my question. Any idea?
No, sir, no.
Okay, so basically that is called as UX design, or the Figma, what we can say, Figma design. Organization to organization that differs, but mainly in the testing field it is called as and the UX design first, or in some organization it is called as Figma design for the same. Means from which our UI will be looking, means what we can say, as per the Figma design or the UX design, a particular whatsoever development is going on, it should able to view that point of view, what we can say, like right. So this by using Figma design we can able to see that, like right. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So my next question to you is like, let's suppose you are testing one application, you got one critical defect or the issue during the testing. So what is your approach during this, during all this scenario?
Uh, After the finding the critical
Or
issue.
or okay, or as associated to that particular question, associated to that question. in your project, what critical defect you have found and how you have tackled that.
So if I got any critical issue in the application,
Mm-hmm.
okay, first step I try to reproduce it, okay, and
Okay.
after the confirmation getting it is the defect, okay, I'll understand because of which functional flow the issue get created, okay, and other than that I also check the for which user the issue get created, like for the you admin user or the end user, okay, this scenario I understand, okay, and
Okay.
after that I discuss with the developer this is the issue, and this issue affect this functionality, okay, and we fix the priority, okay,
Okay.
and after
Mm-hmm.
fixing the priority we raise that defect, okay, and after fixing that defect by the developer I retest that
Mm-hmm.
functionality and get confirmation that the functionality get working well according to,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so these things I,
And and you are not raising that particular what we can say the defect to your scrum master or in the stand up call.
yeah, yeah, because this the critical
I
issue. We also
Yeah.
inform the Scrum Master. So this is the
Yeah,
critical issue,
because
and we
see
give the high
let
priority and
hmm
fix that issue. Try to as soon as possible, and
okay.
yeah,
Okay. So, and what if the developer is working on some another critical issue, right? And let's assume there in your team there is only one backend developer is there, right? In your team there is only one backend developer is there. Developer is already working on one critical issue, right? And and another you have raised another critical issue. Then and as per the priority wise, this critical issue which you have raised is the on the topmost of the pyramid, right? Then how you will convince to that particular develop ki boss you have to work on this issue, and developer is between what I am saying, developer is between to solve the previous issue which is the critical one. Then in this tricky situation how you will going to handle this, can you please explain?
okay. So in
or
that
or or how or how you will going to convince to that particular developer?
So in that scenario, I give demo to the developer and try to explain this is the high priority issue, and this is the affect the most of our major functionality. So we need to fix
Okay.
that as soon as possible, and
Mm-hmm.
we also inform to the Scrum Master, and
Uh-huh.
we discuss all that things that this is the major issue, and this is the how affects the functionality, and we need to fix that as soon as possible, and after getting concern of, from the Scrum Master we can
Mm-hmm.
prioritize the issue which we can want to fix firstly.
Okay. And let's assume if I am the developer and I am not ready to take your defect, then how you will convince me?
Okay, so in that things I have a one requirement document which is the sprint backlog, okay,
Yeah,
so
still I am not listening to you. Then
okay, so in that case I can give to the demo, so it is the how the bugs are.
yeah, you have given me a demo. You have given me a demo. You have we have joined our team's call for the same. You have tell me each and everything, but still I'm saying I am into the one critical task, and after doing that only I'll going to take your issue. Then how you'll going to convince me or the thing, or what is a middle way for this scenario?
Okay. So the second things is I am raised this issue in the daily stand-up meeting. Okay,
Okay.
and I am trying to convince in the daily stand-up meeting, and also try to uh, try to explain to the Scrum Master and explain the how this is the real effect,
And
and
what if and what if this scenario has happened on the last day of the sprint? If this scenario has happened and the last day of the sprint, and let's assume the time is somewhat around, let's assume our shifts end at 6:30, and and all this scenario has happened around 4:30 or 4 o'clock, then what is your approach for this?
Okay, so in that case, I can already mention that we can uh, get call to the Scrum Master, and after you not convincing, we can arrange the also also add the client in that meeting, and
That is perfect. Yeah.
yeah, and after that we can ask to that give the more clarity about the requirements. This is the functionality. So after getting the clarity,
Okay.
the scrum master and PA will decide
Hmm.
it is the actual defect or not.
Okay. So ideal way to handle this type of scenario. Let's suppose it is last day of the sprint and developer is currently working on the one critical issue, and again you have raised that critical issue. Then in that point of view, still developer is not listening. We can conduct one common call in the sense in which there is that particular developer, you as a tester, your QA lead or something team lead or the client, someone who is handling or responsible from the client end. Right. So that is that particular person who is going to handle this type. This particular entity should be in the that particular call, right? And meanwhile, you have to do the effort estimation for that current ticket which you are working, and the effort estimation for that previous in the sense what you have raised that critical issue, and you have to prioritize as per the functionality point of view, and also the sprint, what we can say, sprint scope. It should not impact the overall sprint scope. So you have to manage in such a way that, or best way, you can roll back, or roll over that particular ticket to the next sprint. Depends on the priority of that particular sprint. Like, right. Yeah. So my next question to you is like, let's what is your approach when you got one new feature for the testing? Can you please explain me that?
Uh, can you give me more some idea? Like we have a previous
So
functionality
so
and any enhancement request or
yeah. Any enhancement request which you got from the client, right? And how you will, as a tester, how you will handle this particular scenario?
okay. So first, uh, so after getting the enhancement request, we have a document which have all the detailed functional requirement. What is the this enhancement requirement and
Hmm.
how's the functionality in that request.
As a tester, how you could able to handle this type of scenario? That is my question.
In that case, we can understand the requirement, what is the new enhancement requirement, and we write down the test cases, okay, to test that new feature, okay,
Hmm.
and we also add the test data in that test case, okay, and after preparing all the test cases, we execute that test. We can do the sanity testing, which are check the
Okay.
feature are working, like we can say we check the major flow of the application, it's working fine or not. After passing uh, sanity testing, we can execute the detailed test cases on that feature, okay,
Okay. Okay.
and yeah, and we update all
Okay.
the status of the test cases, and from
Hmm.
these things I think I
Okay.
can.
So ideal way is like same. If you got one requirement document, you'll write all your pointers for the same. You'll create the test cases, right? After creating the test cases, you will take care of that, whether all the scenarios or all the edge cases, all the particular, what we can say, each and every functionality should be get covered. This can be the best approach for the same. Like, right. Okay. My next question to you is like, let's assume you are testing one mobile application, right? And let's assume you are testing one mobile application, or you have got one mobile application for the test, how would you test the offline functionality? Let's suppose in your mobile application there is some one offline functionality is there, right? Then how you will going to test this particular offline functionality?
Uh, we can go with the general testing flow, like
Yeah,
understand the
please,
what is the.
yeah, please explain me that. Please explain me that. How you will going to, what we can say, how you will going to test this particular. Have you understand my question, or should I explain you again?
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Please, then please try to give answer.
Before the executing the test, we understand the application functionality. Okay, and can you
It
explain
is.
more about? I just got
See,
blackout
let's
right.
assume, okay. So let's assume you have one application, it's called as VMart, which called as VMart means your company are making one mobile application for the VMart, right?
Okay.
And you have to test its offline functionality. You have to test its offline functionality. How you will going to test that?
Okay, there is a some specific functionality which I test or the overall. Uh,
That is your call. I have asked you question. That is your call. How you will going to test? I just want to need the approach. I don't want that there is some x functionality is there, and that is working only on offline. See, that is somewhat different part, right? That is somewhat different part. But I want to know that if you are testing one particular application and you have to test its offline functionality, means
okay,
how
it
your
means
application working on offline or that is my question.
uh,
It has very simple answer.
yeah. Okay, first I understand the what is the functionality like, and first we try give the sanity testing. So we check the bill. It's uh, capable to execute the further types of testing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then uh, before the sanity testing, we write down the detailed test cases. Okay, after understanding the requirement. Okay, and after passing the sanity testing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we test the one by one functionality according to test cases. Okay, so this scenario I.
Okay. So see, the best answer for this type of question is like you have to test this functionality. First of all, you have to disconnect your network from your mobile for the same,
Okay.
right? That is one of the common thing. If you have to test the functionality offline, right? Second one is when you click on that particular application, when your net is off or you are in the offline state, right? Your app is in the offline state. You have to verify the data what it is showing on the offline, means offline in the sense when your net is off, your network is off, right? Second thing, what we can say, you have to test verify the data with caching for the same. See, when your application is offline mode, that particular application or the data which is stored in the form of cache, what we can say, right? You have to verify that, and you have to verify the overall app functionality when the network means without network connectivity, how your application behaves. It depends on your functional requirement or the FRD, what we can say. Right.
Like
This is one of
get
the
like we
yeah.
check if it's getting any error messages or not.
Yeah, yes. That we have. See, you have to check overall functionality, which it depends on your effort for the same. But main point is that you have to you have to check your data from where it is coming from the cache, it is right or not. You have to verify the data using offline. So likewise, what we can say, it depends on the FRD. But I have asked you this type of question we can say as an the scenario based question for the same, right? Okay. So my next question. So my next question to you is like, how do you optimize database performance using indexing?
Can you give more clarity?
How do you optimize your database performance using indexing? Let's assume when you reload your when you reload your website, right, or any
Yes.
mobile app or any web application, let's assume in your database, in your SQL database, it has more than 10,000 uh, 10,000 records are there, and it takes time for loading or to showing on the UI for the same, right? So as a SQL, it go one by one for the same, means your cursor will go, it will get the data one after another, right? And it takes some time. So as a QA, what you will suggest to optimize your database performance? That is my question. Or what term you will going to use for introducing or for improving your database performance, optimizing the database performance? This is my question.
I never get.
Using indexing, I'm saying using indexing. Yeah. How you will optimize the database performance using indexing.
So I never get these types of issues, so I don't have any idea about that.
Okay. So see, uh, so best answer for this question, we can say I'll create the indexes on the column, right? In by using where clause, you can use join and order by clause for the same, and monitor the indexes during performance, right? Means on a particular column you have to use first where clause for the same, then you have to use join and order by clause, right? And by using that you can observe the or monitor the index using performance, means you have to monitor the performance of that particular database DB for the same, right? Can you explain me the difference between left join and right join?
Okay. So uh, if
Tell, like, yeah, you are saying something.
yeah, sir, I know that we use the distinct function for uh, finding the duplicate data in the database, but
Okay.
I never re-click right now to find the
You can
duplicate
use
data.
in keyword. You can use in keyword for the same. You can use in keyword and you can use group by clause for the same to finding the duplicate record, to find one or more, what we can say, a record which having one or more data for the same, means greater than data for the same, like, right? So
Okay,
this, yeah. So
like we can
that's it.
write
Uh,
we can write query like find the first name or last name from the
yes.
particular
See,
table name and uh, uh,
okay.
yeah, you can continue.
See, what we can say is, like, if you want to find the SQL query for the duplicate record, you can simply use as select star from table name. Okay, where column name you have to take one specific column name. You have to use in keyword, in parenthesis you have to write select column. Then again you have to use select column name from that particular table name. Whatsoever you have to find the duplicate from that particular table name, then you can use group by column. You can use group by clause, right? Group by column name having count. You have to find having count, and again on that specific column name, right? Where from where you have to use one arithmetic operator which is greater than one, means who has the record, duplicate record which is greater than one, you can use that. This is one of the ideal approach to finding the, what we can say, a duplicate record in from the database, like, right? Okay, so I have done with you, Pratik. So any questions for me, like?
Uh, questions like sir, give me some feedbacks which things I need to improve
Okay.
myself
Yeah,
and
okay. So, like, as you have given, as you can mute yourself, I can give your feedback. Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, you have given your introduction, right? Your introduction is little bit, what we can say, a short for the same. You have not mentioned what exact experience you have in manual, what exact experience. See, in manual testing, we have n number of different testings are there. N number of, means we are including functional testing, non-functional testing for the same, right? So that you have to tell to the interviewer ki boss, I have an experience in this particular field. Then only interviewer will come to know that कि बॉस इसको ये particular testing में experience है, right? That is one point. Second, your communication is good, what I can say. This is one of the positive impact. Third point, what we can say, you have the knowledge but you can't able to express it because I don't know, you are nervous while giving this mock interview or what, I don't know, like, right? You can come up with some of the good content, or some you can revise the concepts for the same, and you can have a good data with you, like, right? And another one of the, what we can say, a suggestion to you is like, whenever you'll give some interview, you have to sit in a quiet room, so there will be no background noise or something will impact your performance or for something, right? Because for the some of the interviewer, it will find some annoying, like, right? And this will also show your seriousness for giving that particular uh, interview, or some means I'm just, this is somewhat secondary part, I know that, but secondary part also impacts a lot, what I think, right? So these are some of the feedback. Secondly, you can learn some automation concepts, right? And try to be sit, as I have tell you, you can share your screen for the same, but you are not able to share, I don't know, there might be some technical issues from your end or the network issue, you have to fix it out. And then, because see, whenever you got any of the particular chance, you have to don't miss that. There might be you get only one or two, means as you are planning for the switching your company, right? You might get, see, there is market is very cluttered nowadays, and for one position there are n number of different candidates are ready, means waiting in a queue. So you have to be somewhat different from the others, what I think. So these are some positive feedback from my end, like.